guys, let's start today's episode. So now we'll be starting with the first segment, which is the word of the day segment. And the important word I bring to us this morning is cheating. I know most of you will be familiar with this word, and for those of you that did not, probably this is the first time you will be hearing this word. Then don't worry, we are going to learn a lot about this word today, and I want you to pay full attention. So let me start with the spelling of cheating. Cheating is spelled Cheating. I'll take that two more time. Cheating is spelled Cheating, and then for the very last time, Cheating. So now let me tell us the meaning of cheating. Cheating is acting dishonestly to gain an unfair advantage or to avoid doing the right thing. Acting dishonesty, that is, you are not honest with what you are doing. You did not want to do the right thing, so you are looking for another means you can use to achieve that goal that you want to achieve. Yes, you did not want to do it the right way. It can also mean pretending you do something when you did not. Cheating can also mean pretending you did something when you did not do it. So now let me share some examples with us that will help us to understand the word cheating more better. The first example, most of you used to do this, and the first example is copying another pupil's answer during a test. It can even be a classwork or even assignment. For most of you, your teacher gave you an assignment for you to take it home and bring it back the next day. You will not do your assignment at home. You will take the assignment home, you will not do it, you will bring it back to school, then you will now copy the assignment of your friend that did his or her own. That is cheating. And for most of you, during tests, you would always look for someone that you will copy from. During exam, you would always be stretching your neck. You know how you used to call people that used to do that in exam, or you will call them giraffe. So you would always look for someone that you will just copy during exam. That is cheating. So that's the first example of cheating. Copying another pupil's copying another pupil's answer during classwork, assignments, test, or even exam. So the second example I'll be sharing with us is looking into someone else's notebook during an examination. That is another example of cheating. Looking into someone else's notebook during an examination is also an example of cheating. Then the third example is pretending to have finished your homework when you did not. Mommy asked you, Akin, have you finished your assignment? Yes, ma. And probably you've not finished it, or maybe you did not even open it at all. But when they asked you, you said you finished it. That is also cheating. Then the fourth example is changing your game score so you can win. Most of you used to do this very well. You just like cheating whenever you are playing games with your friend. That is, you know how to change game score, you know how to do do everything, so that the game, they would think your friends will thought, oh, it was Dele that win the game. But when they did not know that you actually cheated. So that is not good enough. Then the last example I'll be sharing with us is lying to avoid punishment. Most of you are very good at this. You know how to lie so that you will avoid punishment. You know how to lie on someone. Probably when mommy gets home, maybe mommy saw something on the floor. Okay, now maybe she told you before going out that make sure you wash the place and all, yourself and your sister. So now when mommy, normally you know that you are the one. Your sister have been like, oh yeah, big brother, let's go and wash this place. And don't worry, we wash it, but when it is 12 o'clock we wash it. You shall did not wash it till mommy comes back. When mommy came back, mommy was not like, I thought I told you kids to wash this place. Why don't you wash it? And be like, Mommy, it is Kemi. Oh, I have been calling Kemi since morning. Kemi did not answer me. You shall know how to lie so that you avoid punishment. So mommy will now probably mommy punished Kemi and just leave you. That is not good enough. So these are examples of cheating. So now let's talk about good habits that you can use to replace cheating. The first good habit you can use to replace cheating is honesty. I told us when I was telling us the definition of cheating. Cheating means acting honestly. So now, the first good habit that can replace cheating is you being honest. Make sure you are not a dishonest boy. Make sure you are not a dishonest girl. Make sure you say the truth at all time. Make sure you say this say things the way they are. Don't try to cheat. Don't try to pretend. Don't try to change anything. Just say things the way they are. So that is the first good habit that you can use to replace cheating. Honesty. And the second good habit you can use to replace cheating is hard work. Yes, that is the second good habit you can use to replace cheating. If just like the example I cited, mommy already told you to wash the plate, so don't procrastinate. Don't try to while away time. Make sure you do it the time she asked you to do it. Make sure you do it instantly. So you can use hard work to replace dishonesty. And even for those of you that used to copy during exam, during test, you know how to copy. If you are hard working, you would know that you need to read your book, you need to prepare for exams, you need to prepare for tests. It is only a lazy boy, a lazy girl that will be like, when I get to school tomorrow, I will see someone that I will just copy from the person when we start the exam. If you have been doing that before, I want you to stop. Make sure you practice hard work and just do away with laziness. Then the third good habit that you can use to replace cheating is fair play. You are playing games with your friend. Just don't try to scatter the game. Don't try to do anything like so that the game will be in your own favor. If you did not win the game, don't say that you won the game. Just accept the fact that you did not win the game. So you should use fair play to replace cheating. And then the fourth good habit that you can use to replace cheating is truthfulness. Make sure you say the truth at all time. Don't lie. Don't pretend. Make sure you say the truth at all time. And then the last good habit that you can use to replace cheating is studying and preparing well. Prepare well for your test. Prepare well ahead of the next class. Prepare well for your exams. Don't depend on the fact that you will cheat or the fact that you are going to copy someone. Don't depend on that. Make sure you practice. You study and prepare well to avoid cheating. So boys and girls, I want you to always remember this. It is better to fail honestly and learn than to succeed by cheating. I'll repeat that again. It is better to fail honestly and learn. You already know that you failed, or you failed already. Then you should learn from that your mistake so that you will not repeat it. That one is better than you cheating and then probably you succeed after cheating. You copied your friend and then you score 10/10. That is not good enough. So it is better to fail honestly and learn than for you to succeed by cheating. So boys and girls, if you've always been cheating before, you've always been copying someone's answers during a test, you've always been looking into someone else's answer scripts during an exam, you've always been pretending, you've always been changing game scores, I want you to stop now, because that is cheating, and cheating is not a good habit. And everyone that is cheating should please stop now, because it is not good. Welcome back, boys and girls. To those that are just joining us, this is Kiddies Corner on Bass 99.3 FM Akanga. So we've finished the first segment where we talk about the important word we'll be considering today, and that word is cheating. And I told us that cheating is acting dishonestly to gain an unfair advantage, or you avoiding doing the right thing. That is also cheating. And cheating can also means pretending to do something when you did not do it. So now we'll be moving to the second segment, which is the story time segment. So before I start today's story, I will give us another opportunity to go and call everyone that are not here with us. Go and call them and tell them it's time for their favorite part on Kiddies Corner. After today's story, you have the opportunity to call in and share what you've learned from the story with me and with everyone listening to us. So please, I will just give us few seconds to do that. Call them and tell them it's time for story, so that we can all learn together this morning. Alright guys, let's start today's story. So the title of today's story is Grace Chooses Honesty. The title of today's story once again is Grace Chooses Honesty. So now I want you to listen attentively as I will be sharing today's story with us, and make sure you take note of the important lessons in this story. So let's start. Grace was a primary 5 pupil who loved reading. Grace was a primary 5 pupil who loved reading. One day, a teacher announced a mathematics test for Friday. She was even lucky the test was not impromptu. A teacher already informed them before the set date that they will be writing a test on Friday. So Grace planned to study every day after school. However, she spent too much time watching television and playing games instead of studying. Her teacher already informed them in the class that they will be writing the test on Friday, and she even made a decision that she's going to study every day after school. But Grace did not do that. She spent too much time watching television and playing games. Soon Friday arrived. Grace realized she had not prepared well. During the test, she became worried because she could not answer some questions. She did not prepare well. Instead of taking time to study to prepare for the test, Grace was actually playing game and she was watching television. So when it was time for the test, she noticed that she was worried, because she knows that she could not answer some of the questions. So she noticed that her friend Amina was writing confidently. Her friend was writing the way her friend was writing. You will know that, this one was actually prepared for the test. Grace was tempted to copy Amina's answers. She actually wanted to copy what Amina was actually writing. She slowly turned to look at Amina's paper, like you used to do. How you used to stretch your leg, how you used to giraffe. Most of you are actually a professional in this thing. You shall know how to do. How you people used to do it now. So she slowly turned to look at Amina's paper. Just then, she remembered something her mother always said. She had no choice. She wanted to copy from her friend, but as she was trying to do that, She remembered what her mother used to tell her. She remembered that her mother used to tell her that your honesty is worth more than any score. I will take that again. Your honesty is worth more than any score. So Grace quickly looked back at her own paper. She answered the question she knew and left the difficult ones blank. When the teacher marked the test, Grace did not score the highest mark. She did not prepare, and instead of cheating, she just, when she remembered her mom's word, then she decided to just answer the ones she could answer, and she left the ones she could not answer blank. And when the teacher marked the test, she did not score the highest score, but at least she did not fail either. So she felt disappointed at first because her mark was not that encouraging. She was disappointed at herself. But after the class, the teacher said, Grace, I'm proud that you completed your work honestly. Next time, prepare earlier and you will do even better. Probably our teacher was seeing her, she was trying to fighting it within herself. Maybe she should copy or she should not. So but later the teacher noticed that she actually did the test herself without cheating. So that was the reason why the teacher was encouraging her, that she is proud of her, that she completed her work honestly. Then the teacher even encouraged her that next time she should prepare earlier so that she's going to do better. So Grace took the advice seriously. She studied hard for the next test. When the teacher announced another test, she studied hard. Instead of watching TV, instead of playing game, Grace really studied hard. Then a few weeks later, she scored one of the highest mark in the class, all through her own effort. She did not cheat. The fact that she scored the highest mark, she did not cheat. She studied so hard and then she scored the highest mark. She smiled proudly because she knew she had earned her success honestly. Most of you, when you as you are preparing for your third term exam now, then most of you, when after the exam and they gave you your report card and you scored first position, you scored second position, most of you, that first position, it is not that you earned the position by your own effort. You actually cheated, you copied someone. That was how you scored the exam. And for those that are in secondary school, junior secondary school, that are listening to me presently, most of you have the habit of, you will write some answers inside a small paper, and then you will take it to the exam hall to copy from it. That is not good enough. That is cheating. If you succeed after the exam, you should always know that if you cheat and then you succeed, you did not earn that success through your own effort. You earn it dishonestly, and it is not good enough. When Grace finally scored the highest mark in her class, she was very proud of herself because she knew, and she is very sure of it, that she earned that mark through her hard work. She studied so hard. So boys and girls, with this we've come to the end of today's story. I hope you've learned one or two things from today's story. And before I share the lessons I have with me, I'm going to call out the studio line for you to call in and share the lessons you've learned from today's story with me. So these are the numbers you can call: 091 12 22 29 93, 091 12 22 29 93, or you should call 091 19 99 19 93, 091 1999 1993. So I would love you to call in and share what you've learned from today's story with me. And as you are calling, please move away from your radio set so that we can hear each other clearly. Make sure you speak very loud and very clear. Hello. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing today?
Fine.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Esther, calling from Oshogbo.
Esther from Moshogbo. Okay, Esther, what is that important lesson you've learned from today's story?
That we should not cheat in the exam.
We should not cheat in the exam hall. So Esther, will you promise me that starting from today you will not cheat in the exam hall? Oh Esther, please, you can just try to call us back so that you will promise me you will not cheat whenever you are in the exam hall again. Esther said the lesson she learned from today's story is that we should not cheat in an exam hall. Hello, is this Esther?
Yes.
Okay, now Esther, will you promise me that you will stop cheating in the exam or starting, you are preparing for third term exam, right?
Yes.
Will you promise me that you will not cheat throughout the exam period?
Yes.
Wow, that's very good, Esther. Thank you so much for calling. My regards to mommy and daddy. So, and make sure you prepare for your third term exam very well, oh.
Yes.
Alright, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Esther already promised me that she's going to prepare for the forthcoming exam very well and she will not cheat. So that's very good. Hello? Oh, please try to call us back. Hello? Sorry, please, if you are calling in, please try to call us back. And as you are calling, make sure you move away from your radio set so that we can hear each other very well. So let me call the studio lines once again: 091 12 22 29 93 or 091 19 99 19 93. Hello, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Fine, ma.
Okay, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Femi, calling from.
I can't hear you. What's your name again?
Femi.
Femi from Oshogbo.
Yes.
Okay, Femi, what is that important lesson you've learned from today's story?
Honesty pays.
Honesty pays. So, and then when you succeed honestly, you will be proud of your success, yes or no?
Yes.
So, Femi, will you promise me that you would always be a honest boy starting from today?
Yes.
Wow, that's very good, Femi. Thank you so much for calling, and thank you for making that promise. My regards to mommy and daddy. Bye.
Bye.
Femi said honesty pays, and that's very true. Hello? Oh, sorry, please try to call us back. So Femi said honesty pays. Yes, that is very true. And when you succeed honestly, you will surely be proud of your success. But when you succeed through cheating, you won't be able to defend your success actually. So make sure you choose to be honest. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Fine, ma'am.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Daniel from F1.
Daniel from where?
F1.
F1 Alaye, abi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Daniel, what is that important lesson you've learned from today's story?
You should not lie to avoid punishment.
We should not lie to
Avoid punishment.
avoid punishment. Yes, that's very good. Correct. So Daniel, will you promise me that starting from today you will stop lying because you want to avoid punishment?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that's very good, Daniel. Thank you so much for calling and for making that promise. My regards to mommy and daddy. Bye.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Daniel said we should not lie to avoid punishment. That is very correct. Most of you, that is what you used to do. You did not want mommy to beat you, you did not want daddy to beat you. So the best thing you think you should do is for you to just lie so that you will avoid punishment. That is not good. That is dishonesty, and that is also cheating. So boys and girls, if you've been doing that before, I want you to stop now. Stop lying to avoid punishment. Hello?
Hello, ma.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, ma.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Adeleke Kemi.
Femi Adeleke. Calling from where?
Kemi.
Kemi, Abi?
Yes, ma.
Okay, calling from where?
Oshogbo.
From Oshogbo. Okay, Kemi, what is that important lesson you've learned from today's story?
You should have a listening ear.
We should have a listening ear.
Yes, ma.
Wow, that's very good, Kemi. So, Kemi, will you promise me that starting from today, you would always listen attentively?
Yes, ma.
And you will always do the right thing at the right time?
Yes, ma.
Wow, that's very good, Kemi. Thank you so much for calling and for making that promise. My regards to mommy and daddy. Kemi said we should have a listening ear. That is also very important, and that is very correct as well. So boys and girls, make sure you strive to have a listening ear. Make sure you listen attentively at all times, because you sincerely need it. You know, for most of you, the reason why you used to cheat in an exam or during test is because you did not listen when your teacher actually announced the test. You were playing. So when the teacher got to the class and was like, okay, now we will start our test. Now you were actually shocked that when the teacher told us that we have a test, but it was because you did not listen. That is why you did not hear when the teacher announced it that there will be a test. So boys and girls, make sure you always have a listening ear. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, ma.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Ma?
I said, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Abiodun from Kuse.
I can't hear you, please.
My name is Abiodun from Kuse.
Abiodun from Kute. Okay. Abiodun, what is that important lesson you've learned from today's story? Oh, Abiodun, please try to call us back, because I would love to hear from you. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
This is Abiodun from.
Okay, Abiodun, welcome back. Okay, Abiodun, what is that important lesson you've learned from today's story?
I've learned that stop cheating, even though you don't know anything to write in your examination.
Exactly. You should stop cheating even when you don't know what to write. Just try your best and prepare for the next exam. So Abiodun, will you promise me that starting from even as you are preparing for your forthcoming exam, you will not cheat throughout the exam period?
Yes, ma.
Wow, that's very good, Abiodun. Thank you so much for calling and for making that promise. My regards to mommy and daddy. Bye. Abiodun said you should stop cheating even when you do not know the answer. Don't cheat, just like Grace did in her story. Grace did not know the answer to the question, to the test questions, because she did not prepare. So instead of cheating, though she was actually about to cheat, but she remembered her mom's word that you should not earn any score by cheating. You should earn your scores honestly. So that was the reason why she decided to answer the one she knew, and the one she did not know, she left it. Though she did not score the highest mark, but even with the mark she was able to score, she was proud of the mark. And then for the next test, she prepared so well. So boys and girls, even when you did not know the answer to the test, you did not know the answer to the question during your test, during your exams, make sure you don't cheat. Just do your best. Yes, do your best and prepare for the next one. Most of you, it is because you did not prepare well. That is the reason why you did not know the answer. It is not that your teacher did not teach you, but because you did not prepare well. So make sure you study well and prepare well as well. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
My name is Adeshewa.
Adeshewa, calling from where?
Oshogbo.
Adeshewa from Oshogbo. Okay, Adeshewa, what is that important lesson you've learned from today's story?
We should be a hardworking person.
We should be a hardworking person, yes. When you are hardworking, you would always find time to study and prepare for your exams and for your tests. So Adeshewa, will you promise me that starting from today, you would always be hardworking? Adeshewa, can you still hear me? Oh, Adeshewa, please try to call us back. I would love to hear from you. Adeshewa said we should always be a hardworking person because hard work really pays. When you take time to study to prepare, it will really help you in your exam. It will help you in your test. So it is very important for us to practice hard work. Yes, it is very important for us to practice hard work because hard work really pays. So as I will be expressing more course, I will be sharing the lessons I have here with us. So the first lesson we can see in today's story is honesty is more important than high marks. This is the word Grace remembered. She remembered her mom's word when she was about to copy. Her mom told her that it is better to be honest than for you to score a high mark. So honesty is important than you getting a high mark. If you get a low mark but you are proud of the fact that you actually, everything you did it by yourself, then that is good for you to get a high mark and you cannot defend it. And then the second lesson we can see in today's story is hard work leads to genuine success. Just like Adeshewa said we should be hard working, we should practice hard work. Hard work leads to genuine success. When you are hard working, you will succeed genuinely. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, please try to call us back. So that's the second lesson we can see in today's story. Hard work leads to genuine success. And then the last lesson we can see in today's story is cheating may bring temporary results but not true learning. Cheating may bring temporary results. When you cheat, the result you get, the score you get is temporary, but it does not add anything to you. When you prepare honestly for a test or for an exam, you would always remember what you read. But if you cheat, you cannot remember what you've written down or so. So it is better to be honest than for you to cheat. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma.
How are you doing today?
Hi, today, ma.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Zainab.
What's your name again? I can't hear you clearly.
My name is Zainab.
Zainab from Mushogbo. Okay, Zainab, what is that important lesson you've learned from today's story?
I learned that I'll be hardworking.
You should be hardworking because it pays to be hardworking. So Zainab, will you promise me that starting from today you would always be a hardworking girl?
Yes, ma.
And you would prepare and study well even for your forthcoming exams?
Yes, ma.
Wow, that's very good, Zainab. Thank you so much for calling. My regards to mommy and daddy.
Yes, ma.
Bye.
Bye, ma.
I'm sorry, Zainab said we should be hardworking and she has already promised me that she will be hardworking. Let me pick this call. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. How are you doing today? What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Precious.
Precious calling from where? Aganga. Okay, Precious, what is that important lesson you've learned from today's story?
We should not be silly.
We should not be what? Silly. Stealing. Wow, we should not be stealing. So, Precious, will you promise me that you will not steal you will not take what is not your own starting from today?
Yes.
Wow, that's very good, Precious. Thank you so much for calling. My regards to mommy and daddy. Bye. So boys and girls, I've been sharing the lessons we can see from today's story with us. The first lesson I shared with us is honesty is more important than high marks, and then I told us that hard work leads to genuine success. The third lesson is cheating may bring temporary results but not true learning, and then the fourth lesson we can see in today's story is good preparation builds confidence. According to the story, when they were writing the test, though Grace did not prepare well and she did not know what she wants to write, but her friend Amina was writing the test confidently because she prepared so well for the test. So when you prepare very well for your exam, for your test, you will write the exam or the test confidently because you are sure of what you are writing. But if you did not prepare, you will just be writing what you like, and you know, even what you are even writing, you are not sure of it. And then the last lesson we can see in today's story is always be proud of your honest effort. Always be proud of your honest effort. Probably after after an exam, your friends were like, oh, I copied this one when I want to write number 1. It was Kinikon that tell me the answer of number 2. But you did not copy anybody. Be proud of yourself. You should say it confidently that me, I did not copy anybody during the exam. Everything I wrote during the exam, it was what I studied, that I've written down. I did not copy anybody. And when you see the result and you see your score, you should be proud of yourself. So always be proud of your honest effort, because it will even help you to prepare better for the for another test, for another exams. Alright, boys and girls, so now we'll be moving to the next segment, which is the fun fact corner. So I want you to listen to every of these fun facts because we will also be learning from it. So the first fun fact I'll be sharing with us is honest children earn the trust of their parents, teachers, and friends. When you are honest, everybody will trust you. Your parents will trust you. Your friends will trust you. Your teachers will trust you. You know, when your teacher know that Ade is a honest boy. Maybe when your teacher is marking your script and maybe almost everybody failed the test, but as she was marking your own, she noticed that the first one you get it right, the second one you get it right, see the end of of your answers you get everything correctly. She will be very proud of you because you know you did not cheat to get those answers right. She is very sure of it, that everything you wrote there, you wrote it through your own effort. You did not cheat, you did not copy anybody. So, you know, for others, if it is someone that used to cheat before, that they already know that this one is always cheating, maybe the person scored 10 over 10. The teacher will even be questioning the person that, are you sure you do not copy someone when you are writing this? So, boys and girls, when you are honest, you will earn the trust of your parents, you will earn the trust of your teachers, and you will earn the trust of your friends. The second fun fact I'll be sharing with us is when you study hard and succeed honestly, you feel proud of your achievements. When you study hard and you succeed honestly, you will definitely be proud of your achievements. Maybe after a test, you are sure of it, that you studied so hard. When you see the result of that test, you will definitely be proud of your results, because you know it is you got those results with your own effort, not through cheating, not through dishonesty. So that is the second fun fact. The third fun fact says every successful person learns by practicing, not by cheating. So everyone that is successful today, they were able to succeed because they learn by practicing consistently, not by cheating. And then the fourth fun fact is making mistakes helps us learn and improve. When you make a mistake, it will help you to learn from that mistake, and it will help you to improve so that you will not make that kind of mistake again. So boys and girls, don't be sad whenever you make a mistake. Don't be sad. You should see that mistake as an opportunity for you to learn, and as an opportunity for you to improve. And then the last fun fact that I'll be sharing with us is good character is more valuable than winning unfairly. Good character is more valuable than winning unfairly. So boys and girls, with every of these fun facts, the story, the examples I've shared with us, which everything I'm trying to tell us today is that we should choose honesty instead of cheating. Make sure everything you are doing, test, exam, classwork, assignments, even when you are playing games with your friends, don't cheat. Be honest, be hardworking, study and prepare well for your exam, so that when you are writing the exam, you will write confidently. And and even when you make mistake, make sure you don't feel discouraged because of that mistake. Learn from your mistake and improve. Alright, boys and girls, quickly we'll be moving to the last segment on today's episode. And the last segment is Start the Challenge of the Week segment. Every week now I used to give us a challenge. Last week the challenge I gave to us is the Peacemaker challenge, and I want to believe we all practice the challenge. Practicing this challenge will help us to remember what we've learned on on Kiddies Corner, and it will even help us to learn good habits. So today's challenge is Tag the Honesty challenge. So before next week Saturday, the first thing I want you to do is that you should do your homework by yourself. For those of you that you would always take your homework back to school and then you will copy from your friend, you will not even check what your friend has written, and you will, as your friend has written it, that is how you will download it inside your own book. If you've been doing that before, I want you to stop. Do your homework by yourself starting from today. And then the second challenge I want to, it is not that you did not know your homework. You shouldn't, because I said you should do your homework by yourself, you will not go and do rubbish. So no, for those of you that you can do your homework by yourself, do it by yourself, and don't depend on someone else to help you with the homework, or you want to copy someone else. But for those of you that you know that you are still young, you cannot do your homework by yourself, those people that are teaching you, as they are teaching you, make sure you learn from whatever they are teaching you. So the second challenge is study before your class test. This week, you are getting closer to exam period, and then this period you will be writing tests more often. So make sure you study ahead of your class test. Don't depend on the fact that you will copy during the test. No, study very well. Then the third challenge I'll be sharing with us is tell the truth even when it is difficult. Tell the truth even when it is difficult. I shared an example with us, and I told us that for some of you, you would always lie to avoid punishment. You do not want mommy to punish you. You don't want your teacher to punish you. You don't want anybody to punish you, so you will always lie to avoid punishment. If you've been doing that before, please, I want you to stop. Before next week Saturday, make sure you tell the truth even when it is difficult. And this last challenge I'll be sharing with us is play games fairly without changing the rules. When you are playing games with your friend, make sure you play the games fairly without you changing the rules. So let me take the fourth challenge again. Do your homework by yourself if you know you can do it by yourself. I'm talking to those people that used to depend on their friends, that used to copy their friends' homework. I want you to stop and make sure you start doing your homework by yourself. The second challenge is study before your class test. The third challenge is tell the truth even when it is difficult. The last challenge is play game fairly without changing the rules. And at the end of each day, I want you to always ask yourself, did I choose honesty today? Day one, did I choose honesty today? Day two, ask yourself, did I choose honesty today? And with that, I know you are going to practice this challenge and we will all become better boys and girls. So before I go this wonderful afternoon, I would like to call out for sponsors and partners. Kiddies Corner welcome sponsorship and partnership opportunity. So if you, your brand, your organization, your business would love to support a program that teaches children honesty, responsibility, and positive values, please, I would like you to partner with us on Bass 99.3 FM Oshogbo, and together we can raise children of integrity and excellence. What a wonderful time we've had together today. Today we learned that cheating is a bad habit because it prevents us from learning and growing. So boys and girls, I want you to always remember our quote for today. True success comes from honest effort. True success comes from honest effort. So boys and girls, I want you to always remember everything we've learned today. And I want to especially thank everyone that listened today. Thank you so much for listening. To those that called in: Esther called from Oshogbo, Femi from Oshogbo, Daniel from F1 Laye, Kemi Adeleke from Oshogbo, Abiodun from Kute, Adeshewa from Oshogbo, Zainab from Oshogbo, Precious from Oshogbo. Thank you so much for calling. So those that have been trying to call in but I could not pick your call, I'm so sorry I could not pick your call today. I'm very, very sorry. Special thanks to the CEO of this great station and to the producer of this program. Thank you for giving we kids this wonderful opportunity. We really appreciate it. To the person that worked with me in the studio and make it possible for you to watch me live on Facebook, Samuel Afolayan, thank you so much for helping me. So I remain your humble radio auntie Mercy, and I'm thanking you once again for listening to Bass 99.3 FM. So join me again next week Saturday by 11:30 a.m. for another fun-filled and inspiring episode. Before I go this afternoon, let's say this together very clear, very loud and very clear. It's fun to learn on Kiddies Corner. For the very last time, it's fun to learn on Kiddies Corner. Until then, keep learning, keep shining, and keep being honest. Bye for now, my wonderful superstars.